Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about what to look for if you are wanting to buy used vintage roller skates, or if you are pulling out your vintage roller skates out of the closet for the first time, what to look for to make sure they are prepped and ready for a summer of outdoor roller skating. So if you happen upon a nice set of vintage roller skates in a secondhand store or on Kijiji, the first thing that you want to make sure is that you have a good fit. So a good fit means that your heel isn't slipping up, your toes aren't squished in the width, and your toes aren't going to be squished at the toe part. You want about 1/4 of an inch to 1/8 of an inch space in there to give you some wiggle room at the end of your toes. So make sure you have some really good fit. If you do have some heel slippage in your roller skate, you can fix that with extra socks or lacing techniques, or even putting tape in on the inside of the skate to help stabilize your heel and lock it in place. But you want to definitely make sure that they have a good fit and that your feet aren't aching in them, otherwise you will not enjoy your skating experience. The next thing that you want to look at is the plate. Now there's two different kinds of plates. There's a metal plate and a nylon plate. So I'll show you an example of a metal plate. These are very durable. They are great for all levels. However, they are somewhat heavy on the foot. So if you are a beginner skater, it will take some time for you to get used to this weight. If you are a heavier weighted skater, these are a great option as they won't break when you start leaning back and forth on your skates to do corners. The other alternative is the nylon plate, which is what I just showed you. So it's kind of a plastic feel to it. It's much lighter, very good for beginners. You can pick up your feet a lot easier, but if you are a heavier skater or plan to do more aggressive skating, this might break on you. So just be aware of the two different kinds of plates that you might see out there. When you are looking at nylon plates, make sure that you don't see any visible cracks. So check in all the different connector areas on the plate itself. Make sure there's no cracks, no anything weird happening. If there's a crack in the plate, I guarantee you're going to have some issues. Leave them on the shelf and don't purchase them. The next thing that you want to look at is on the plate itself, and it's the condition of the pivot cup. Let me see if I can get it in here. Okay, so right there, this is a pivot cup, and it holds part of the truck into the skate. If this is cracked or worn or missing, you will not be able to use these skates right away until you can find a replacement pivot cup. Pivot cups for vintage skates can be hard to find, but it's not impossible. You can find them online, and there are some online Canadian skate shops that do sell this size of pivot cup. But again, if you don't want to go through the hassle of trying to track down this piece, leave them on the shelf. Here is an example of a potential problem pivot cup. I'll see if I can get in nice and close here. You can see here that there is some space right in here between the pivot cup and the truck, and that causes your truck to wiggle a little bit in the boot. So you want to be really careful that that spacing isn't there. Now, these skates aren't too bad. They've jammed that pivot cup in there pretty good. So for light skating, these skates will probably be okay, but I definitely want to pay attention to that and potentially look at replacing those pivot cups to something that is a little bit more of a proper size. The next thing that you want to look at are the toe stops. Now, most vintage skates use the bell toe stop, which is held in place with a screw. These ones are not adjustable in height. So basically what happens is when you go up on your toe stops, that height between the ground and the wheels will always stay the same. If you're lucky enough to find a pair of skates that have a plate with a screw-in toe stop, These are ideal because you can loosen the bolt and adjust your toe stop to figure out what height you want your wheels to go up when you are using your toe stop. So this is my favorite plate with the adjustable toe stops, but not very many vintage skates have that option. The last thing I want to talk about are the parts and pieces of the roller skate that can affect your skating technique, but are also very much customizable once you purchase them. And that is the cushions and the wheels, which also have bearings in them. So when you look at your vintage roller skates, give your wheels a good roll. Your wheels should have a nice whirring sound, and these wheels are actually in very good shape. Their bearings are rolling very nicely, and I actually don't have any issues with these particular bearings. However, these wheels are a little bit hard. Now, hard wheels are difficult to navigate with outside, but luckily you can change these very easily on your own. So if you find a really good boot with a really good plate, this is customizable. So don't let the wheels affect your buying decision because you can always change these out. The other thing that you want to look at are the cushions. And the cushions here give you the action of your skates. So it allows you to make quick corners with using your body adjustments. It allows you to move them back and forth. Here, I'll grab a different skate to see if I can show it a bit better. So it allows your skates, your wheels to wiggle back and forth a little bit. See how that works? So the softer the cushions, the more action in your skates you will get. These are also customizable as well. So if you find cushions that are really, really hard, or maybe they're cracked and old and gross, you can change these out. So don't let the wheels or the cushions affect your buying decision, because you can change those to really help your skating experience and improve your skating experience. That's all that I have for right now. If you have any questions, please let me know about buying gear. And if you like this video, please share it on Facebook. Pass the word around. Tell your friends to join Learn to Roller Skate YQL so we can have a great, fun summer of roller skating around Lethbridge. Bye for now.